the time I was supposed to go for maternity leave, my job ended. During the maternity leave, I didn't have a salary. Can you imagine that? At the same time, my husband's contract ended. Oh God! We are receiving a baby and we don't have a salary. Hello guys, and how are you doing? My name is Jackie and this channel is Thriving Womanhood. If you're new here, you're so much welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber and a viewer, thank you so much for always supporting my channel and showing me some love. Today I'm here for a book review. I've never done a book review on this platform, but I will be doing so regularly. This is a book I've been reading, a devotional I've been going through. It's called Soul Soup for Moms. It is a 1-year devotional. That is postpartum with your baby. You get to go through this book for 1 year. I received this book from my church, Grace Point Church, Wayakiwe, and I'm grateful. It is such a tool that has helped me in motherhood. I was reflecting on what I read on the devotional I did in month 8, which was making decisions. God has spoken to me through this devotional, which is week 3, trusting God with your money. This devotional, week 3 of month 8, begins by giving us a survey. Okay, let me read. Prima Baby magazine ran a survey revealing that pregnancy and the first 6 months of baby's life cost mothers an average of 10,000 euros. So whatever our financial circumstances, money can be a source of worry. Will I be able to provide everything my child needs? Should I pay for private nursery care? Will my part-time salary be enough? There's a lot of questions that we tend to ask ourselves about finances, especially with a newborn. At some point, maybe you lose your job because you're put on bed rest during your pregnancy, or during your maternity leave, your job ends. We have a lot of questions that we ask ourselves as mothers. Oh my God. We are worried with a lot of things, and finances is at the center of all those worries. The person who has written this devotion, Anna, is saying that when making choices about work, childcare in the future, it is easy to fear rather than to trust in God form the basis of our decisions. I can relate 100%. When making decisions, finances, it is very easy to drown into worrying. You're worried about the finances, you're worried about the salary you are earning. Maybe it is not enough. You see, it is not enough. She says, if we don't have much money, we worry that our child will go without essentials. If we have less money, we worry, oh God, will I be able to buy the diapers for the baby? Will I be able to eat well so that the baby can have enough milk? There's a lot of will I and a lot of questions running in our minds. And if we have enjoyed a good salary, we may feel vulnerable if we sacrifice it, or pressurized to maintain a certain lifestyle. The worry is on those without a salary, also with those with a salary. They wonder, will I be able to maintain this lifestyle? Will I be able to take 3 meals a day? Will I continue staying in the same house that I'm staying, or I'll be forced to move to a smaller house? All these questions we tend to ask ourselves, but we can trust in God. This devotion is reminding us to continue trusting in God in whatever circumstance. Whether you have a salary or not, we are called to that point of trusting the Lord with our finances, with our needs. And it's not just saying it, because it is easier said than done. Trusting God with our finances is easier said, but God will provide. I know that. So Anna says, when I was pregnant, my husband and I were both reliant on a student grant. When I found out that we would be receiving less grant money than we had anticipated, I broke down sobbing. Did God care about my baby? My answer came in the post next day. Wow. When a huge box of washable nappies worth over €300 and 2 lovely baby slings arrived from an old friend. What a provision. Guys, what a provision. This happened to me also. So the time I was supposed to go for maternity leave, my job ended. During the maternity leave, I didn't have a salary. Can you imagine that? And at the same time, my husband's contract ended. Oh God, we are receiving a baby and we don't have a salary. We had some worry, yes. But on the other hand, we took comfort in the ability of God to provide for us. Did God provide for us? Yes, God did provide for us. And God used totally different people, the people I've never seen, to provide to us, for us during that season. Imagine. God is a provider. God cares about the baby He has blessed you with. And these babies comes full. They come full of blessings. Oh, God is not mischievous with our lives, that He gives you a child and neglects you. God will give you the ability and the grace to handle that situation. He will send help your way. So still hang on there. Hang on there, girl. You've lost your job, you're pregnant, you don't have something to eat. Hang on there. God will send help. Trust in Him to the end. And there is light at the end of the tunnel. As you can see, the case of Anna, they were depending on student grant to really support the new being that is coming into their lives. But see God. God provided some goods for the baby. Day after, Anna was sobbing, crying and asking God, "Are you neglecting us?" And God was right there to answer them, to come into their rescue. Imagine. There were washable nappies worthy over €300 and 2 lovely baby slings arrived from old friend. What a provision. God was demonstrating that He would provide everything our baby needed, that is Anna saying, but not in the way we expected. The same case to me. Not in the way we expected. Oh God. God is not limited to the ways that we know He can provide, but He has many other ways He can use to provide to us, and we should be able to trust in Him fully. Jesus taught His disciples to pray, "Give us today our daily bread." That is in the book of Matthew chapter 6 verse 11. Praying for our daily bread is not just about praying for enough to eat, but praying for God's ongoing provision. Give us our daily bread. So it is not just praying for enough for today, but for God's ongoing provision and trusting that God will provide. Kenneth Bailey translates this verse as follows: "Deliver us, O Lord, from the fear of not having enough to eat. Give us bread for today, and with with it give us confidence that tomorrow we will have enough. Deliver us, O Lord, from the fear of not having enough to eat. It is the Lord who can deliver us from that fear of not having enough to eat. That God will deliver us from the fear. He will give us our daily bread, and with it we'll have the confidence. It will come with the confidence that tomorrow we are going to have enough, that God will give us enough. Oh, what a prayer. Have you ever reached that point where you're praying that prayer? I found this to be so powerful and to be so applicable in my life, and I can relate because I lost my job some few weeks to giving birth, and God has been so faithful. It's not a cliche. I've seen the goodness of the Lord. I've seen the goodness of the Lord. So the writer Anna says, what we have does not belong to us as individuals. It is for sharing. True, because it is provided by our Father, not my Father. When we pray for our daily bread, we must be open to being generous to others with what we are given. Generosity flows from a heart that is thankful and content. Philippians chapter 4 verse 12, the Bible says, I know what it is to be in need, and I know what it is to have plenty. I have learned the secret of being content in any and every situation, whether well fed or hungry, whether living in plenty or in want. Philippians chapter 4 verse 12. The passage doesn't say we will always have plenty. The important question is, have we learned the secret of being content in any and every situation? Have we learned the secret of contentment, being thankful and content in every situation, that is in want and also in plenty? We should learn to be content. Instead of resenting other moms, ask God to help you love them. Instead of using your money to gain status, do something generous with it. Bring to God any fear you have regarding money. Allow Him to bring you freedom to enjoy the money He has given you and to be content whatever circumstances you are in. We are given an act or what to do, to spend time examining your attitude towards money before God and decide to take one positive change this week. Okay, so that was a devotional of 8 months, 3 weeks. And guys, as you can see, I've marked it. It was so inspirational, and God spoke to me through this devotional. I also said, let me share. Maybe you need this devotion. I'll keep on sharing the devotionals for the week. I can commit myself to be sharing what I'm learning or what I learned. I can even go back and share what I've been learning, so that not end up sitting on what God is teaching me, yet you're there. Maybe you need this to hear this. I don't know how your journey has been, whether you lost your job at some point and how God provided for you. You can be kind enough and share. Just share, please share in the comment section how your journey was after giving birth. Did you lose your job during the maternity leave? Did you get some salary during the maternity leave? And how did God come through in the situation that you're in during that season? And maybe you are in that season right now. If you're in that season right now, be encouraged. God will provide for you. God is so faithful. He is not mischievous with your life. He can be trusted in whatever circumstance you are in. Whether in plenty, you're wondering whether you will be able to continue with the kind of life you're living. Whether you don't have that money, God is faithful. He will provide for you. Tell us, how is your situation? Or how was your situation? Or maybe you're looking forward to giving birth and you don't know how that time will be like. Please share. I have promised to share the closing remarks of Anna here. This is Suwan, not Anna. Suwan says, I was on maternity leave and Labi was 3 months old. My old company was being taken over, which meant I would not have a job to go back to and my maternity pay would stop. But I was not ready to start looking for another job with Labi so young. It was a really dark time and I could not understand God's plan. But after 8 weeks, we received 2 sums of money from 2 couples. Oh. What they didn't realize was that it was the exact amount that we needed to cover my lost maternity pay up to the time I had intended to go back to work. It was perfect. This is Suwan, mom to Rabi, who is now 2 years when she was writing this part of the story. As you can see, God has a plan. We might not see tomorrow, but God is encouraging us that I am with you today. Even in that circumstance, I'm with you. I'm not mischievous with your life. I care about your child. The Bible tells us that children are heritage from the Lord. They are a gift from the Lord. And He will give us the resources, Lily, to take care of that child or those children. So rest in the fact that the Lord got you, that God is with you, that you're not alone in this. Okay, tell me, would you love me to continue sharing my devotionals or to sharing what I've been learning from Soul Soup for Moms? If yes, I'll create time and share with you guys because I love you. Please continue supporting Thriving Womanhood. Let's make womanhood admirable, enjoyable, and also fruitful. Thank you so much for watching. For now, it's a bye-bye. See you in my next video.